I'm here with Dorky Dad, and this is part of a two-part video. So if you want to go over to his channel, the link will be down below. Then you can see his picks for bio and my picks for skill. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you the top 10 characters to level for levels for bio, and then Dorky Dad is going to give you his top 10 for skill. I'm sorry, I'm having a problem putting this together because I didn't understand the assignment when we first talked about this, Dorky. Say hi to everybody.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
So now you can already see my top 5 up above. We're gonna cut this video a little short, I think, because look, they're right there. Those are the top 5 bio. I think Dorky can see them too, right? We got Carnage, Photon, Red Hulk, Titania, Super Scroll. Now there's you might want to argue with me about Titania. On your channel, spoilers, you didn't really go for Masters of Evil. You went for something else instead. How do you feel about Masters of Evil?
I love the team. I love Crucible. The reason I couldn't get Titania in there for myself is because I have a raging hard-on for Hive Mind. I think they're just so good with the speed mechanic from Carnage. And I think that characters like Void Knight are going to have a lot of plug-and-play potential in both modes. And so Void Knight was the one who edged out Titania for me.
Interesting. See, I'm still doing Hive Mind. We're going to get down to that. And a character that isn't going to be pictured here is Red Goblin. And this is good to say right up top. The best characters in Marvel Strike Force haven't been released yet. So the characters that are going to be released in the next 40 days, those ones are going to bump people off of my list. So this is what I would level to 100 if I was level 100 right now, which I'm not, and I'm not going to be. And another thing to bring up is I'm only going to be level 98 during this event, most likely. So a lot of these characters are going to sit at level 98. I'm not going to do a lot of the leveling until the end, until I know what all the characters are going to be released in the 40 days. So this is all subject to change because that's Marvel Strike Force, baby. All right, we're not going to argue about Super Scroll. We're not going to argue about Red Hulk. It sounds like we're not going to argue about Carnage. All of Hive Mind is going to go, even though I don't have them all pictured here because Red Goblin don't exist yet. Photon. Photon's on here, but she's one of the ones that might drop off. And yeah, spoilers, we were talking about this in the other video as well. What do you want to say about Photon to the people? Tell me why I should build Photon.
If you like War, right? If you like Photon and you want a great team, A-Force with Photon, we call it P-Force. It's a great team. Unfortunately, like, she kind of gets subbed out right away for Arena. Yeah. In Crucible, she kind of gets subbed out so you can have a villain in there. So Skrull has both 2 villains, 2 heroes, unless you have just Secret Defenders on. And in War, like, the better play is to have her off in P-Force. So if you're not a big War person like this, it's not really going to be it for you. So I can see why Photon, she's at the very bottom of my list. Like you said, we don't know who else is coming. I kind of think that's going to be it for bio characters in the immediate future because Hive Mind's all bio. But who knows? Maybe they'll put up Professor X and make him bio and laugh at us.
I would actually love that. I think they should troll us more. I hate these people, so why do they like them? All right, yeah, so Photon for me, it's sunk cost fallacy, and like honestly, she might be one of the ones that gets dropped off. All right, let me bring up my bottom line here, and once again, I'm kind of going into Masters of Evil. I'm kind of thinking Masters of Evil. I think you were kind of thinking more Superior 6, which I'm inclined to go with as well. But my problem is I'm dropping some of those characters off and putting in some non-bios Sinister 6 characters into those compositions. So it's really going to depend on what happens in Season 6 of Cosmic Crucible. Yeah. Hint, videos may be coming soon. I don't know. The other character I got on here is Phyla-Vell. How do you feel about Infinity Watch in general and Phyla-Vell as a pick for bio?
So they're definitely a stopping place for efficiency in Crucible. So I don't hate them for that. But that's about, they still get good use in War. Let's not beat around the bush. They'll beat, the worst War defense teams, like whatever your opponent puts up for their 10th, 9th, 8th defensive team. Infinity Watch will probably walk through them. So you're still getting benefits there on efficiency on Crucible. So I get it. I definitely get it. I'm kind of building for future proof. And Infinity Watch has been future proof. But stat creep is getting really real right now. So that's why Phyla-Vell didn't make my list. But on the skill list on the other video, spoiler alert, Hargrave liked both Moondragon and Gamora. And so for the same reason, I'm not hating on his Master picks. I can't hate on his Infinity Watch picks because he's kind of building up full teams at the same time while he's doing this event, while he's getting these rewards. He's building up full teams, which is going to give him more benefit than building up like just Gamora. Well, no, he'll sap more efficiency because his Phyla-Vell is not going to die as fast because his Moondragon's going to pop off a bigger heal. So I get the vibe here, building up full teams as opposed to just a character here and there. So I don't hate the Phyla-Vell pick. She didn't make my list because I got that whale money surging through my account. But I get it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good, cheap thing to put on Cosmic Crucible Defense that probably isn't going to go anywhere because we're not going to see a lot of teams that counter Safeguard and Revive once. It's always going to be a little more premium to be able to counter Safeguard and Revive once, to the point where we might not see it creep out for quite some time. But it's a good point about stat creep. That's definitely a problem. All right, let's move over to Dorky Dad's picks for skill. I think my other ones on here are Hive Mind. Like, duh. Of course, we're going to build Hive Mind to level 100. Why wouldn't you? I mean, especially me. I'm in a top raid alliance, so like I have to. It's just like part of my life.
Do you like time during your day? Do you want to be able to sim? Build up your Hive Mind.
Now, Dorky, tell us about these skill picks. And I think it's the second line of picks that really start irritating me. We agree on Black Cat. We agree on Kestrel. Tell people about Nick Fury. I've been telling people about Nick Fury on this channel for years, and people have been arguing with me. They're getting on my nerves. Other content creators have harassed me. They've threatened to dox me over this. It's gotten super extreme. They've come to my house. Tell people why Nick Fury is good, why they're all stupid.
So before the Nick Fury rework, he would be a character that spawns with defense up and speed, and he could spread that to his team, affecting how the turn sequence goes in a match. That is one of the most impactful things any character can ever do.
And Dorky, is that because we play a turn-based game?
It might be because we play a turn-based game and speed is the ultimate stat.
Might be, huh?
Yeah, and then post rework, he can summon in, and mind you, he gets speed bar on spawn now, so he's one of the fastest characters in the game. He can spawn in 3 pre-taunting tanks that can do various things like put your characters in stealth, stun the enemy characters, slow the enemy characters. They all have death proof, so unless it's an enemy team that flips debuffs, they last forever. And he's the heart and soul of the current skill team, which, with this level cap, may not be as dead as people think.
Yeah, especially if you got a lot of power in Nick Fury. Nick Fury might carry you on that for a good long time, especially if you're doing the lower incursion raids. If you're not on the knife edge of incursion raids, a good Nick Fury plus some other skill characters can probably handle a lot of lower stuff, especially if they're newer skill characters.
Oh, 100%. I have a baby account right now where Nick Fury is carrying in a lot of modes.
Yep.
So like his value doesn't just start at the end game; it goes all the way.
And he's easier to get now than ever, which is nice about Nick Fury. I'm glad they finally got rid of those stupid Kree minions. Nobody ever has to build Kree minions again. Next up, we got Gamora. We're in total agreement here. A lot of people are going to be like, why are you building Infinity Watch in the year of our Lord 2023? And why are we doing that?
Yeah, so Gamora is the only Infinity Watch member I'm going to be leveling up, at least now. The reason being, well, she's the damage of the team. So when we have her on Crucible defense, if she gets a hit off and she just nukes somebody, hey, that's great. If she doesn't, she has the revive mechanic, and she has the hey, leave me alone mechanic where she gets low in life. She puts taunt elsewhere. That's going to help stall matches out even more. It's just going to help drain efficiency. So Gamora, she's got to make that list. Look, the Infinity Watch team spawning with Safeguard, defense up, and immunity. It demands to be countered by very specific things, whether it be an Apocalypse to get the Safeguard off, or Mysterio to get the immunity off. Like, you got to be very specific in how you take out this team efficiently. And right now, all the ways to take out the team efficiently will cost your opponent a lot of offensive tools. So it's a good pick. It's just a good pick overall. Yeah,
it's solid, and I think it's going to hold up in Season 6. But we will see, maybe, subject to change. All right, next up, you got Ronan on here. I agree with that. I think Ronan's a great character. However, I don't have a whole lot of uses for him. Are you finding any creative uses for Ronan that we are not?
Well, I use the whole New Avengers team, and I have a lot of them built very high. My bio list has Tiger on it. And I use them in War to take out various Skrull teams. And if you're facing Skrull, you need to have big boys. So Ronan is a big boy. He helps with a lot of damage. He's actually the one that gets the killing blow on Skrull in a lot of the matches. So I need him to be able to do that. And with people bringing their Skrull higher, I got to bring my Ronan higher.
I
As
love
far
that.
as
So you're using New Avengers offensively in war against Skrull.
yeah, against every team that doesn't have a pre-taunt, New Avengers can basically get it done.
That's really fun. The only team I really end up using them on is New Warriors, but I got to try some of these other counters out here.
Oh yeah, they're good. And you got a big Ronin right there, so that's good.
I do.
And Crucible defense pairing the New Avenger team minus Thing plus Fury, another character we just talked about, gets Coulson to go super fast, and he could eviscerate a lot of enemies. So I really, really like that.
That sounds like fun. I might have to try that one. I know I've fought a few big New Avengers teams on Crucible Defense, and like a lot of things don't work against them that normally work. Like you'd think, hey, I could just blow them up with Icarus, and then you can't, and then your life is hell, and you are questioning all of your life choices, and that sucks.
That's right.
Speaking of questioning life choices, we've got some real interesting picks down here on the second row. Oh my God, let's go from left to right, because if we go from right to left, my head's going to explode. We're going to start with War Dogs. I agree with you here. Nakia, Okoye, give us a soundbite about War Dogs, sir.
Fast team's good.
There you go. They're really, really fast. They can sneak up with people. I love putting them on Crucible Defense because people don't know that they're faster than New Warriors. And I love watching those victories roll in, and then they try to theory craft because I really thought they could do something that they can't. It's kind of hilarious. I think, you got to respect this team. You got to throw like a Masters of Evil against it. You got to throw like a top Crucible offense against it, or else it can sneak up on you really, really fast, especially if it's like level 100. Then you really got to watch it, and people aren't. Another cool thing about Crucible, you can't see the levels, right? You can't see how high something is leveled. You can see stars, you can see diamonds, but the levels are kind of a nice sneaky upgrade you can do. So throwing a level 100 on your War Dogs and having people unsuspectingly roll into that can lead to some really fun stuff, I think. So I love that pick. Then you got Craven. Yep.
Yeah, because we don't know what the levels are actually going to give us. No. Maybe it's going to increase health by 40% and damage by nothing, so it's not going to reflect in their power level very much. Someone's going to go in there with Death Seed, think their Archangel's going to get a kill. They're hitting a level 100 Nakia, and she's at like yellow life instead of dead, right?
Exactly.
Never know.
I love sneaky stuff. And then we got Craven on here. You're big into the Superior 6. I fully agree with that. And you were telling me a lot of cool stuff about Craven.
Yeah, so he makes the best Superior / Sinister 6 war team as well. So he's both on the best Crucible team and the best war team. So for me, war teams have a lifespan of like 2+ years. I think Omega Red and the Weapon X like 3 years old now. So I see a lot of value in that long term. Yep. And then in Crucible, I love Crucible. I'm in the Grandmasters bracket, so I got to go hard on him. And he's just an amazing character.
Yeah, he
looks
awesome.
pretty.
Yeah, he's fun. I love his big damage. His ultimate is devastating. Great character. Good pick. Now, I'm not going to say that about Shang-Chi. All right, we got to go back to Nick Fury, I feel, because I already know where this is headed. It's a turn-based game. He manipulates turn bar. Okay, that's great. You really think that Shang-Chi is going to hold up coming into the rest of this year? Or is that thing? You trying to make this a thing? What are you doing?
No, for me, Shang-Chi, I hate using him already. I really do.
What is this?
The reason I like Shang-Chi is because I always pair him with Eternals in Crucible. Okay. And against a team like Pegasus, where Icarus immediately flips the defense up into defense down, Shang-Chi's hitting into that. Okay. If certain enemies have hit that point where they get a bunch of buffs, then Shang-Chi helps do a little bit more damage there. The turn meter rewind is the perfect amount to help my Omega Red go before the enemy gets their first turn. So it's...
You're really struggling here.
I am. I'm really struggling here.
This is Hawkeye all over again. It's like you got that sunk cost fallacy, and then you're going to spend the next 3 years justifying it, man. Like, what's going on?
So here's the thing. I don't want to do Shang-Chi, but I found myself using him every other Crucible.
That makes sense. And that's a great point, guys. Take to level 100 the characters that you are using. Whatever you are using on a daily basis is what you should be taking to level 100. It's really that simple. I have not found so many creative uses for Shang-Chi. Like you said, like with Eternals, I like Bifrost and Eternals. That's working out great for me. The combination of like Vol and Loki and Sylvie, who gets the turn bonus and gets in there and does enough damage to the team where Icarus, by the time he gets his turn, because he'll go 5th, he can definitely blow up what's left. Not doing the Shang-Chi thing. If I was doing the Shang-Chi thing, then maybe I'd be leveling him to level 100 as well. Did you take him to level like tier 18 for Dark Dimension or something as well? Are you kind of all in on him?
I hit the city section before Superior 6 came out, before Big Time Spider-Man got there. He was like one of 4 viable options at the time.
So you're already in on it. I can see that. That makes more sense. All right, what makes no sense at all, and you're really going to have to explain to me, is Taskmaster. What are we doing here? Is this an Underworld thing? Are you a big Underworld fan still? Are you a holdout? What's happening?
Underworld team punches up really good into Extreme Rogue in War. End statement. That's all he is. That's what it does. He does a lot of the damage, and that's it.
Look, we're in the skill section. Like, what are you going to do? What are our options, actually? We got Star-Lord Annihilation, Iron Fist World War II. You're going to do Invaders when we know, like, a skill raid team is coming out. I would think that Moondragon is a little more sexy than Taskmaster, but, you got to do you, I guess. But there's not a lot.
For me, I put value on war, and I put way more value on offense over defense. And that's what it comes down to for me. What I would say is I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on other Krakens and whales. And if they are starting to clear the skill section because they were able to level their invaders to 100, like 5 of these characters get taken off the list immediately. And 4 of these characters take off the list, and the invaders go in.
That's a good way to kind of, sum all this up. You want to be flexible. Don't take a list like this today and solidify your picks based on 2 idiots on the internet and what we're doing to, make some videos. For me, 1 video, for you, 10 videos. Dude, you're hardcore. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
5 videos.
How you doing? I'll just show you all my picks right now.
So here's the thing. Exactly what you just talked. A week from now, I'm going to be able to talk to somebody like Badwalk. Scotty's going to have a bunch of characters leveled up, a bunch of my friends and all this. I'll be able to talk to them and be like, hey, what's your experience in the skill section? They're going to be like, oh, we're simming the nose now, or whatever they're going to say, depending on how much 95 to 100 affects characters. So, like, this is a preemptive, like, hey, these are the characters that, like, right now, they're kind of the no-brainers. But no-brainers become dumb-brainers a week from now when we see that, hey, level 95 to 100 doesn't increase your character stats by 20%. Scopely made it increase it by 40% because they wanted to immediately reset the economy somehow, right? So these are things you just got to wait and see.
So, I think the only thing I would do right now for skill is Black Cat and Kestrel. I would even kind of hold off on Nick Fury for a minute and just and sit there. I mean, I don't think we're going to get the new skill raid team in the next 40 days. But if we do, and that's priority. That's going. So, all right, guys, 100%. Stay flexible, stay smart. Dorky, tell them where to find you.
Find me 6 feet deep at the bottom of the grave. Keep on digging. Go.
Stop what you're doing, baby, and follow Mr. Hargrave from parts unknown, if you will, baby.
I've seen the demon's face.
Mark joined one half of private party, say what up to the grave diggers, and keep doing your thing.
On my knees in praise of the horrible things that took her away.
Watch another video or be cursed.